Hey everybody, welcome back to the Financial Freedom Show. My name is Rob Berger. In this episode, we're going to talk about a cool way to budget your money. And I know some folks don't like the budget word, but today we're going to talk about a very simple rule of thumb you can use. You can apply it to any budget. I don't care if you're just starting out in midlife, if you're old like I am, or if you're even older and in retirement. This budget works. We're going to talk about how to put it together. It's very, very simple. That's the great thing about this approach to managing your money. And remember, in terms of building wealth, spending less than you make, and I know sometimes that doesn't seem very easy, but spending less than you make is the cornerstone of building wealth. I don't care who you are. We've seen plenty of movie stars and athletes who made far more money than most of us could ever dream of, and they still end up broke because they didn't spend less than they made. Okay, I don't want that to happen to you. So we're going to talk about what's called the 50-30-20 rule. Now, believe it or not, this rule was developed by Senator Elizabeth Warren. Now, it was before she was a senator. She actually wrote a book with her daughter. Let me show it to you now. There it is, All Your Worth, The Ultimate Lifetime Money Plan. It was published back in 2006, and it was in this book that she described the 50-30-20 rule of budgeting that we're going to talk about today. And since then, it's become pretty popular. In fact, I actually went to some college websites. Here's St. Clair County Community College. They talk about the 50-30-20 rule. Here's North Dakota State University. They have a whole class on it and some resources. And by the way, I'll leave links to all of this below the video. Even the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau actually has materials on the 50-30-20 rule designed for teachers. So if you're a teacher or you know a teacher, maybe middle school, high school, this would be an incredible thing to teach kids, and that would really benefit them. And it includes guides for both the teacher and the students. You can see there's PDFs. Again, I'll link to all of this for the teachers and guides for the students. And so that's how popular this rule of budgeting has become. And so it's really easy. Let me walk you through it very, very quickly. We're actually going to go to the digital whiteboard. We haven't done this in a while. Here we go. So it's pretty simple. You got 50%, 30%, and 20%. And keep in mind, these are all after tax. So after you pay your income tax, all your taxes come out of your paycheck. But it's before healthcare comes out. It's before, say, a 401k contribution comes out. So it's after tax, but we count everything else. And we start with the 50%. And the 50% is what we spend on needs. Now, some needs are going to be obvious, housing, for example. We're going to need food, right? We're going to need clothes. We're going to need, medical, whether it's healthcare premiums, co-pays. We're going to have to pay for utilities, right? So these are all the needs, and our goal is to keep them under 50% of our net income. So that's the 50%, right? Now, there's going to be some wiggle room here. What really is a need? So food, of course, is a need, but probably eating out all the time is probably not a need, it's a want. At the end of the day, you and I have to decide for ourselves how to categorize these things. My general rule of thumb is, as much as I like to eat out, I view that as a want. I don't have to do that. And as much as I enjoy Netflix and streaming services, that to me is not a need. It's a want. So, but that's okay. We've got room for wants in this budget. The 30% is for wants. And again, there's going to be some judgment as to what you put in here. But for me, restaurants are definitely a want. Streaming services are definitely a want for me. Vacations, you could see them a little bit both ways, I suppose. Certainly we don't need a vacation to literally survive, but I don't really view the needs as at the survival level. I kind of give it a little more flexibility than that. But what can be interesting is the kind of vacation you take. And it's possible that you could have a vacation and maybe you put some of it in your wants category and some of it over here in your needs, because I think, it could be important, but maybe you take a nicer vacation than you really needed to, right? So there is some wiggle room, but the goal is to keep your needs at 50% and your wants at 30%. And then let me move to another page. See if I can rotate this real quickly. There we go. And that leaves us with 20%. Whoops, 20%. And I call this our freedom fund. This is what we use to buy our freedom $1 at a time. And this could mean paying down debt, right? That's going to be important. It would include saving for retirement. So that could be in a 401k or an IRA, or maybe you have a 403b, or maybe you work for our government and you have a TSP, but saving for retirement. I would include in here emergency fund, right? Any money we're saving that we don't plan to spend. So if we're saving for a vacation, to me, that's probably a want, maybe a little bit of a need. I wouldn't necessarily put that in the freedom fund. If you're saving for a house, yeah, it might go in the freedom fund, but I really try to limit the freedom fund to what I'm either paying down debt or saving for, I'll call it retirement, but I, again, like to think of it more as the freedom fund. I mean, you might be able to retire early. Who knows if you save enough? But the point is, and the goal is to save 20% towards your freedom. Again, whether you're paying down debt or saving money. Now, you may not get there right away, right? You may look at this and say, Rob, that's great, but I'm nowhere close to that. That's okay. Figure out where you are now, and then strive and work to get to that point where your spending is at least close or in line with the 50-30-20 rule. And it's really simple, right? It's just 3 categories in a way. And in fact, you can implement this in just about any budgeting tool that's out there. I'm a big fan of YNAB. You need a budget. I'm a big fan of Tiller Money. I'm a big fan of Personal Capital, which has a budgeting tool, and I've used all 3. What you can do is tag your expenses. You may have, of course, 20 or 30 categories. But in most financial budgeting tools, you can give them a tag, or in the case of Tiller, you can group your expenses. And you can just tag them or group them as a need, a want, or freedom. And that helps you track it very, very easily. This is so important to building wealth. You've got to spend less than you make, and you got to save the difference. And I think the 50-30-20 rule of budgeting is a great place to start as you move towards that goal. Again, I'll leave links to everything I talked about below the video. If you have any questions at all, leave them in the comments below. Be happy to help you out any way I can. And until next time, remember, the best thing money can buy is financial freedom.